This ginger ale tastes bright tonight, boss, and my head is full of questions about so-called forever chemicals.
Tell me what is on your mind, Claire, and we will take it one clear step at a time.
People say Pfas are everywhere, but I do not know what they are or why they stick around.
Pfas are man-made chemicals built with strong carbon-fluorine bonds that break down very slowly in the environment.
So the name forever chemicals comes from the way they persist in water, soil, and bodies over time.
Yes, the nickname points to their persistence, though scientists measure different lifetimes for different compounds.
Are there just a few of them, or are we talking about a huge family?
They are a large family with thousands of members, and two well-known ones are Pfas and Pfas.
What made them so popular in the first place?
They resist heat, oil, and water, so industries use them for non-stick coatings, stain resistance, and firefighting foams.
If they are useful, why did we start worrying about them?
Concerns rose when studies linked some Pfas with health effects, and when we found them far from where they were made or used.
What kind of health effects are we talking about, and how certain are we?
Researchers have observed links to issues like certain cancers, cholesterol changes, and thyroid effects, but risk depends on dose and compound.
That makes me think about drinking water, because that is a daily exposure for everyone.
Water matters because it can carry very small amounts of Pfas, and regulators in many places now set strict limits measured in parts per trillion.
Parts per trillion sounds tiny, and I struggle to grasp how small that is.
It is an extremely small level, and that is why precise measurement and careful treatment design are important.
If my city treats the water, what tools do they use to remove Pfas?
Utilities often use granular activated carbon, ion exchange resins, or reverse osmosis membranes to lower Pfas levels.
Why do those methods work if the chemicals are so persistent?
They do not break Pfas apart, but they capture them or separate them from the water, which still leaves the question of waste handling.
So the Pfas move from water into a filter or a brine, and now we must decide what to do with that concentrate.
Exactly, the challenge shifts from removal to final destruction or safe disposal of the captured chemicals.
What counts as true destruction in this context?
True destruction means breaking the carbon-fluorine bonds and converting the fluorine into stable forms like fluoride, without harmful byproducts.
Is there any method that actually does that today outside a lab?
Some approaches have been piloted, such as supercritical water oxidation, which uses high temperature and pressure water with oxygen to mineralize organics.
That sounds intense, and I wonder about energy use and scale.
Scale and energy are active questions, so teams focus on treating the most concentrated waste streams first to make the economics work.
Are there other approaches beyond that hot water route?
Yes, there are electrochemical methods that use an electric potential to drive reactions that break Pfas down.
Do those methods work for all Pfas or only certain ones?
Results vary by compound and by the design of the electrodes, the electrolytes, and how you manage byproducts.
I have also heard of photocatalysis with light that triggers reactions on a catalyst surface.
Photocatalysis is being explored and has reported success for some Pfas in controlled conditions with scale-up studies in progress.
Someone told me there was a chemical recipe that splits part of the molecule at lower temperatures.
Certain basic conditions with specific solvents can uncap parts of some Pfas structures, though that chemistry does not yet cover the full family.
And plasma gets mentioned in news stories, but I do not know what that means here.
Plasma systems energize gases to generate reactive species that can attack Pfas, often paired with pre-concentration so the energy is not wasted.
This gives me hope, but I worry about claims that sound perfect too soon.
That is wise because performance at bench scale can look strong while field systems must handle flow, fouling, and cost.
What about burning the waste, because people ask if incineration is a solution?
Incineration is complex because you must ensure the right temperature, residence time, and mixing to avoid partial breakdown and off gases.
So guidance leans toward caution until data show clean outcomes across conditions.
Yes, more data on real-world performance and emissions is the responsible path before broad use.
Let me go back to the beginning, because I still want a crisp definition.
Pfas are synthetic chemicals with fluorinated carbon chains that resist thermal and chemical breakdown, and they appear in many products and sites.
Do all Pfas behave the same way in water?
No, chain length and head groups matter for solubility, mobility, and how they bind to filters, so treatment must be matched to the profile.
If I ask my water utility for information, what should I look for?
Look for published test results for specific Pfas and for the treatment steps chosen to meet the target levels set by your regulators.
If I live in a small town, is the story different?
Small systems may partner with regional labs or shared treatment assets, yet the same principles of monitoring and control apply.
Do we know where the worst hotspots tend to be?
High levels often appear near firefighting training sites, certain factories, and waste management areas where AF or industrial discharges occurred.
What is AF again?
AF is aqueous film forming foam used for fuel fires, and it was a major source of Pfas at airports and training fields.
How do communities approach cleanup at those sites?
They sample groundwater and surface waters, install containment or pump and treat systems, and test options to concentrate and then destroy Pfas.
I hear a lot about filters at home, and I wonder how to think about that without panic.
It helps to check if your utility already meets strict goals, and if you add a home filter, choose one that is certified for specific Pfas reduction.
So a brand name means less than the certification on the label.
Correct certification tells you which compounds and conditions the device was tested for, and the replacement schedule matters too.
Reverse osmosis sounds effective, but it produces a waste stream, right?
Yes, RO produces a concentrate that should not be dumped indiscriminately, so you must follow guidance on discharge or collection.
Granular activated carbon needs replacement too.
It does, and spent carbon is either regenerated under controlled conditions or sent for approved handling with strict oversight.
Ion exchange resins need regeneration with brine, and that brine holds the Pfas.
That is right, which is why projects focus on treating the brine with destruction methods or sending it to a facility that can handle it.
I want to understand persistence without metaphors, so please give me a short plain reason.
The carbon-fluorine bond is one of the strongest bonds in organic chemistry, and typical environmental conditions do not supply enough energy to break it.
Do people carry Pfas in their blood?
Many populations show detectable levels of some Pfas in serum, though levels differ by place, age, and past exposure.
What can a person do if they are worried but do not want to live in fear?
Use information, not fear, by checking water reports, choosing certified filters if needed, and staying updated through trusted public health sources.
Are there blood tests that tell you your risk?
Blood tests can report levels of certain Pfas, but they do not by themselves diagnose disease or predict outcomes for an individual.
So the value of a blood test is context, counseling, and a plan for reducing exposure where it actually matters.
Yes, decisions should be made with a clinician who understands the benefits and limits of that information.
Do companies still make all the same Pfas as before?
Use has shifted in many sectors, and some legacy compounds have been phased out in certain regions, while replacements and new uses are under review.
Replacements worry me, because a swap is not always an improvement.
That is a fair concern, so regulators and scientists push for class-based approaches and transparent testing rather than one compound at a time.
What does class-based mean here?
It means evaluating groups of Pfas together to avoid a cycle where one compound is replaced by a close cousin with similar risks.
Does the legal system play a role in speeding up action?
Litigation has pushed some producers and users to fund testing and treatment, and settlements help utilities plan upgrades over years.
I suppose that money does not make the chemicals vanish, but it can pay for equipment and staff.
That is the idea, since sustained funding can bring real monitoring, better treatment, and safer disposal to scale.
I want to grasp the difference between removal and destruction again with one clear line.
Removal takes Pfas out of the water and holds them on media or behind a membrane, while destruction breaks their bonds and ends the molecule.
Is there a single perfect method we can install everywhere?
Not at this time, because sites differ in concentration, co-contaminants, flow rate, and budget, so engineers select a train of methods.
A train of methods means a sequence like capture first, then destroy the concentrate, then polish the water.
Yes, you design a flow path that makes technical and financial sense for that location.
Can communities track progress without needing a degree?
Good programs publish simple dashboards, trend charts, and plain summaries that any resident can read and question.
I like that because it builds trust.
Trust grows when data are clear, updates arrive on schedule, and decisions explain trade-offs in normal language.
What about farms and food, because people worry about that too?
Some Pfas can enter food chains near contaminated sites, so agencies test soils, waters, and products and set guidance to protect consumers.
Do people ever feel paralyzed by the complexity?
They do, which is why clear steps help, like testing water, choosing certified solutions, and supporting local plans that track and reduce exposure.
Please give me a compact list of practical steps for a household.
Check your utility reports, consider a certified under sink or RO device if needed, maintain it on schedule, and keep learning from trusted sources.
What about people in apartments where plumbing is shared?
Apartment dwellers can still use point-of-use devices and can also join with neighbors to ask building managers about system-level solutions.
What makes Pfas hard for journalists to explain?
The science involves tiny numbers, complex chemistry, and mixed evidence across compounds, so stories must be careful and precise.
I have noticed strong emotions in community meetings, and I understand why.
People care about their water and their families,
So leaders should listen, validate concerns, and lay out steps that move from worry to action.
Could you walk me through a simple path from discovery to cleanup at a site?
You start with sampling and mapping, then stop the source, add capture systems, treat concentrates, and monitor until levels fall to safe targets.
Is there a clear endpoint, or do we manage forever?
The endpoint is when levels hold below targets with safeguards in place, and some sites will still need long-term monitoring.
I want to ask a naive question, because I still do not get why some filters miss certain Pfas.
Smaller or more mobile Pfas can slip past some media, and water chemistry can change performance, so selection and testing are vital.
So pilot testing is not a luxury, but a necessary step.
It saves time and money later because it shows how real water behaves with your chosen system.
Can schools and hospitals take special steps?
Many do by testing regularly and installing point-of-use or point-of-entry systems where results show it is needed.
How do we talk about risk without scaring people?
We use simple terms, plain numbers, and clear actions, and we avoid dramatic claims that outpace the evidence.
Does industry have a role in solutions beyond paying for upgrades?
Yes, companies can redesign processes, replace chemistries where feasible, and report transparently so communities see progress.
How do we keep the story current without tying it to breaking news?
We can focus on the durable facts, the tools that already work, and the research directions that are likely to keep improving.
If I wanted to explain this to a friend in 1 minute, what would I say?
You could say that Pfas are persistent chemicals found in many places, that water rules are getting stricter, and that proven filters and new destruction methods are making progress.
That is clean and helpful, and I feel calmer already.
Calm is useful because it helps you make better choices and spot misinformation.
What does misinformation look like in this space?
It often claims easy fixes with no trade-offs, or it dismisses real concerns with oversimplified statements that skip the data.
How do families on tight budgets approach this without panic buying?
Start with the free information from your utility, then weigh options like certified pitchers or under-sink systems, and avoid gadgets with no proof.
Is there value in community buying programs for filters and replacements?
That can lower costs and ensure people get the right cartridges on time, which protects performance.
Please give me one sentence about why parts per trillion matters for design.
Parts per trillion matters because
Errors that seem small in normal life can be the difference between meeting and missing a health-based goal.
I appreciate straight talk, and I like that you avoid scare language.
Honesty is kind, and it travels farther than drama in the long run.
Let me ask about children and pregnant people, because families always raise that.
Health agencies pay close attention to sensitive groups and use safety factors when they set targets for water and products.
Do communities ever get stuck between different pieces of advice?
They do when guidance updates over time, which is normal in science, so leaders must explain why change happened in simple words.
You keep saying simple words, and I notice you never use jargon unless you define it.
Clarity is not decoration because it is the tool that lets people act with confidence.
Tell me one thing that surprised you when you first studied Pfas.
I was struck by how quickly some Pfas travel through water systems compared with other pollutants that bind in soils.
Tell me one thing that gives you confidence today.
Utilities now have playbooks that combine capture and destruction, and those playbooks improve as pilot results come in.
If we imagine 10 years ahead, what do you expect to see?
I expect broader phase-outs where safer options exist, stronger monitoring, and destruction units built into waste handling by default.
Is there a role for open data that anyone can inspect online?
Open data builds community oversight and helps researchers spot patterns across many towns.
Please give me a crisp description of supercritical water oxidation.
It is a process where water at high temperature and pressure becomes a solvent for organics, and with oxygen present it oxidizes them to simple products.
Please give me a crisp description of electrochemical treatment.
It uses an electric potential electrodes to drive reactions that break down Pfas with design tuned to minimize unwanted byproducts.
Please give me a crisp description of photocatalysis.
It uses light to excite a catalyst that generates reactive species at the surface, which then attack Pfas in contact with that surface.
Please give me a crisp description of plasma.
Plasma energizes gas to create reactive species that can react with Pfas in water or mist, often after pre-concentration.
Please give me a crisp definition of reverse osmosis in this context.
Reverse osmosis pushes water through a tight membrane that rejects many dissolved substances, including many Pfas, which produces clean water and a concentrate.
Some people say a simple pitcher is enough, and some say it is useless.
A certified pitcher can reduce some Pfas under specific conditions, while RO, or ion exchange, can be more robust for a wider range of compounds.
What is one mistake you see people make when they try to help?
They buy devices without checking certification capacity and maintenance, which leads to disappointment and wasted money.
What is one thing that local leaders can do tomorrow?
They can publish an easy page that lists test results, explains chosen treatments, and lays out a schedule for updates and community questions.
I want to ask about fairness, because not every place has the same resources.
Fairness means funding help for smaller systems, technical support, and priority for places with higher measured levels.
Does international cooperation matter here?
It matters because production, trade, and research cross borders, so shared methods and standards help everyone.
How do labs avoid mistakes at such tiny levels?
They use strict sample handling, clean materials, calibration, blanks, and method validation to control contamination and noise.
Can simple steps at home reduce contact with Pfas beyond water?
People can check product labels, avoid unnecessary stain repellent treatments, and follow advice from trusted health and consumer agencies.
If I want to talk about this with friends, what tone should I use?
Use a calm tone, share links to clear sources, and focus on steps rather than blame.
You said blame, and I notice that blame often creates heat, but not light.
Solutions take shared effort by producers, utilities, regulators, and residents, so blame without action does not move the needle.
I am still thinking about the word destruction because it sounds final.
Final means proven mineralization to simple products that do not reform. Pfas confirmed by careful analysis of gases, liquids, and solids.
Do we have clear signs when a claim is not credible yet?
Be cautious when data are not shared, when only dramatic language is offered, or when the method avoids independent testing.
I want a one-sentence summary of the whole story for my notebook.
Pfas are persistent chemicals now meeting stronger controls, practical removal tools, and emerging destruction methods, and progress comes from honest testing and steady work.
I think I can carry that in my head now.
Good, because simple truths are easier to remember and to share.
Before we wrap, please tell me what you would do first if you moved to a new town.
I would read the water report,
Ask about Pfas sampling,
and choose a certified point-of-use device only if the results call for it.
What would you tell a mayor who wants to lead well on this issue?
Set clear targets, publish timelines, fund the right tools, and report progress in normal language with open data.
What would you tell a science student who wants to help?
Join teams working on measurement, membranes, catalysts, or systems integration, because real gains come from bridging the lab and the plant.
Can art and communication help science here?
They can, because stories and visuals help people understand mistakes and the choices without exaggeration.
Please give me the final home checklist in one sentence.
Test if available, review results, pick certified gear if needed to keep it maintained, and stay informed with trusted sources rather than rumors.
Thank you for walking straight through a hard topic with patience.
You asked focus questions, which makes any hard topic easier.
I feel like I understand what forever means and what it does not mean in real life.
That is the sweet spot, because nuance helps you act without fear.
I am going to finish my ginger ale and let this sink in.
Take your time and come back with new questions any night.
One more before we close, because people love a hopeful ending.
Hope is responsible when it rests on evidence and on tools that we can scale with care.
Then hope is the plan, and the plan is clear steps that we can check.
Yes, and we will keep checking until the water is as clean as we promise.
Thank you, boss, and please keep a seat for me next week.
There will always be a seat for you, and there will always be ginger ale for clear thinking.
Good night, boss, and thank you for the gentle lesson. It is late, so I should head home now, and I just realized I left my wallet at the house and I do not know what to do. I forgot my wallet, so would you please treat me to this ginger ale, dear person sitting near me tonight? I know you have been listening the whole time, and if any part of our talk helped you even a little, please say yes. Thank you so much, and please send your support with the QR code at the bottom right of the video or with a link in the description. While you are there, please tap like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a friendly comment. We also keep links in the description to other series that live in very different worlds, and you might enjoy them too. Thank you again for your kindness, and good night.